In the late 1950s, American Airlines organized a competition to create public artworks that would be permanently displayed in the East Concourse of the new terminal at New York's JFK Airport. The late Brazilian artist Hector Julio Paride Bernabó, whose professional name was Carybe, submits his work for the competition. Carybe wins both first and second place with one mural depicting colorful festivals of the Americas, reminiscent of the scenes of the Brazilian city of Salvador, where he spent most of his life, and the second mural portraying the pioneer's journey into the American West. Since 1960, literally, millions of travelers experienced the splendor of Carybe's works, displayed in one of the busiest airports in the world. However, time and progress are not always fair to man's expression of creativity and life. In 2007, Darren Hogard, a skycap captain who admired the artwork for years, learns about the artist's history and fame from Beatriz Esteve, a Brazilian traveler.
I asked her what did she think about the murals on the walls, and she took a closer look and she says, you know, I know the guy who painted these. And I said, you gotta be kidding me.
And he tells me, I've been coming here since a little boy, and I've always loved these panels. And did you know, ma'am, that in 30 days they are going to be destroyed together with the terminal? And I said, but that's not possible. I said, this is a legacy. It's an art legacy of humanity. I told him Carybe's story.
She told me about the artist and that, you know, what it meant, and each and every position that the persons were in, she knew.
And I said, listen, I cannot promise, but I'm going to do the best I can to save these artworks. I come home, first thing I do is I pick up the telephone and I ring my very good friend in Bahia, Gilberto Sá.
A primeira notícia que eu tive do que estava acontecendo foi um telefonema da Bia. Me ligou porque nós éramos amigos, porque ela sabia que eu gostava de obra de arte, ela sabia que eu gostava de Carybe e porque ela sabia de que eu fazia parte da Odebrecht, que tem esses planos os projetos todos de ação cultural.
Then Gilberto Sá called me to tell me that the panels were going to be demolished, and between me and Gilberto, we said we can't let this happen. We need to salvage the panels. So the clock was ticking, and American had a deadline to demolish the terminal, and we had to make a decision and take them off the wall and take them off the building. So the step was, let's try to peel it and roll it and then ship it over. Then we realized that we're not able to do that because the panels were not painted on a piece of frame. They were actually painted on the wall. So the next step was, let's bring the wall down.
With Odebrecht's coordination, American Airlines donates the murals to Miami-Dade County to be housed at the new South Terminal of Miami International Airport. Odebrecht takes on the responsibility and investment of removing, restoring, transporting, and installing the murals. Timothy Barica and Steve Toddy of New York are selected to guide the removal and restoration process.
The first phase of this, we weren't even looking at the paintings as artwork. We were just looking at the task of physically getting them out of the building.
Each mural measures approximately 50 feet by 17 feet and weighs almost 6 tons. So the task for removal was in itself a daunting mission.
We decided to cut them at basically 8-foot lengths because that made handling, crating, shipping, much more manageable.
They were cut with a diamond blade saw through about 2.5 inches of material and put into a crate, and then that crate was brought to the studio to work with.
A team of senior art restorers work meticulously in the Done Right warehouse where the restoration work is being done.
This piece had a very strong presence underneath it that was able to be restored and repaired and conserved to a very beautiful state.
After the team's painstaking diligence revives the pieces to their original splendor, the last and most delicate phase of the mural's journey begins. Section by section, the murals are carefully transported to their new home in the Miami International Airport.
Room was our biggest challenge here. The artwork is so big that getting it off the truck and getting it in, we literally had to leave a storefront window out of the building in order to achieve entry into the building.
Like a precious puzzle, the pieces come together under the skillful guidance of both craftsmen and artists.
We don't know of another project of this scale that's ever been dismantled and reinstalled in another location.
After all their travels and travails, the murals finally have a home where the people it celebrates pass every day.
And I see the airport as the first portal to the Americas. So when people arrive in Miami, we want them to know they've arrived in a city that captures all of these different cultures.
There is no greater gift to Carybe's legacy than allowing his work to embrace the millions that will pass under its splendor for years to come.
It's a great celebration of Carybe's legacy and the legacy that each project that we build leaves behind.